This is the way the two sides will line up. Quick check on the team lineups. Mathers at fullback. Then it's Riley, King, Atkins and Hicks for Warrington. Grix and Breers. Forwards, Wood, Monaghan, who's the skipper, Ben Harrison, Louis Anderson, Solomona, Vinnie Anderson. And on the bench, it's Hyam, Cooper, Mitchell and McCarthy. The coach, Tony Smith. For Rovers, Briscoe at fullback, Fox, Wellham, Ratu and Cockayne, Morell and Dobson. No Jake Webster there. Vella, the skipper, Fisher and Netherton, he starts. Newton, Galea and Watts. The bench, Lovegrove, Wielden, Hodgson and Joel Clinton, who was due to start. That's been a late change by coach Justin Morgan. So Hull Kingston Rovers then, they're aiming for a Super League double over Warrington. They beat them twice in 4 league and cup encounters last year. They've been anything but consistent though during 2010 so far, but they are back in the top 8, having beaten the Catalan Dragons 24-6 last weekend. And Mick Vella is their skipper, ever present this year, but yet to score in 2010. What a night for him to break that particular duck. And Hull Kingston Rovers in their traditional colours as they come out here at the Warrington ground. So the Warrington Wolves, they'll close the gap on Wigan at the top to 2 points if they win. Morley, Bridge, Westwood on international duty. Myler, Carvel and Clark are out injured. They're on course to complete the best year-on-year improvement in the Super League history. 10th last year, second now. Best improvement in one season to another. Catalan Dragons in 2008, 10th and 3rd. Repeated by Huddersfield in 2009. Well, they're packing them in at the Halliwell Jones Stadium this year. They play some cracking stuff. And top of the table is beckoning for them, as is Wembley. Their best ever Super League finish, 4th under Paul Cullen in 2005. And what a big night for the two mascots as well, the two of their heroes, David Solomona and Chris Riley. It's a cracking atmosphere at Warrington, usually always is. And that's an interesting twist. Warrington emerge, then gather round the tunnel and come out together.
Also interesting to see, Eddie, that Adrian Morley was just at the door there, shaking hands with all the players. Obviously, he's got a big appointment tomorrow. Do not miss that if you can't make it to Lee tomorrow. Tony Smith, obviously, innovative, comes out with things new nearly every week.
Right, so Michael Dobson gets this game underway. And a weakened Warrington team. How will Hull Kingston Rovers cope with them? How will Warrington cope with I'm sure, the physical challenge that Hull Kingston Rovers will arrive with? But there's the first penalty of the evening on the very first tackle of the evening, and that's not the start the Rovers wanted.
No, but I think that Justin Morgan fully realises that without the two workhorses in this Warrington outfit, and that's Ben Westwood, of course, and Adrian Morley, that they may be a little bit just weak up front in the forwards. We know what Rovers are capable of. They can play it very tough. That's a great offload there.
Brilliant offload from Wood. He finds Solomona, and Solomona carts it down at the middle. Yes, Warrington might be without 3 internationals, but John Keir rightly picked out before the match they've got at least another half a dozen full internationals on this pitch here tonight. And so they will be able to cover over the cracks, I'm sure. Monaghan finds Breers. Breers gives it short to King. King then into Monaghan. Monaghan then on to Ben Harrison.
Big night for the prop forward youngster Ben Harrison. He really can show his wares.
Monaghan, good run. Back it comes to Grix. He escapes the net. This is Anderson. Whoa, he's taken high.
Was he
ever? Swinging along like Newton.
Did not miss him. Anderson took the inside. He steps off the left foot. Oh, there's a bit of afters as well. Not too kind on that. It wasn't a good one from Clint Newton. Pretty passive is Tony Smith at the moment, but he didn't half catch it, did he? Louis Anderson, great step and straight into it.
Have we got who took out the
Solomona didn't take too kindly with the action from Clint Newton either.
Yes, the two things. Challenge here, Buck, I think got the ball. High tackle there. Deal with it. I'll wait when you get back there.
2 offences, says Ian Smith. 1, a tackle off the ball, and then the high tackle that caused all the schmozzle. Here is Ben Harrison then, driving the ball in for the Warrington Wolves. I don't think Hull Kingston Rovers have touched it yet. It's with Monaghan, back it comes to Grix. This is Mathers, big collision though, that's great defence, that from Mike Ratu. Flew out of the line, gets a pat on the back from Peter Fox for his trouble as well. Atkins will have a dart forward for Warrington now.
Interesting to see that Richard Mathers, the Warrington fullback, wanted to get involved very early. And another penalty. This time Liam Watts getting involved at the tackle, wouldn't let him get up and play the ball. Well, we knew they'd come with a bit of fire. Can they keep them out?
Well, that's 3 early penalties in the opening 2 minutes that have gone Warrington's way. Will this pressure tell? It's with King, and King is halted and loses the ball. That's tremendous defence from Hull KR in the opening 2 minutes.
Well, throughout this season, the big fella Matt King has got the ball away very quickly. Couldn't on that occasion. Great stuff by the centre, Chris Wellham.
Well, because of the threat that Warrington pose out wide, Eddie, both Chris Wellham there and Mike Ratu on this side of the field really need to have outstanding games tonight. You know, Hull Kingston Rovers didn't play particularly well last week, but what they did do was defend their try line as if their lives depended upon it, and they've done that again here in the opening few minutes.
I tell you what, Louis Anderson was very fortunate then because he went looking then for Clint Newton. And he missed him.
This is going to be explosive, Eddie. Ian Smith, the official, has to keep a very close eye on this. There's a lot of talking, there's a lot of pointing, there's a lot of shoulder charging.
4 tackles completed, still inside their own half. Hull Kingston Rovers with their ball in their hand for the first time tonight. Nowhere for Dobson to go.
Watch the pressure on the kicker here, Eddie. Warrington, one of the best, is kicked from the action half bar. Hard to get it. It's been a key feature for Warrington this season.
Here now is Mathers, cut down by a flying tackle there.
Not a bad option either, Eddie, in regards to the kick from the Rovers. They made sure that the full-back, Richard Mathers, was looking into the sun. He did the right thing, didn't go with the hands, just trapped it with his boot.
This is Chris Hicks now.
This is rough and tough. I'm enjoying this one.
Well, we've been going 3 minutes 50 seconds. You're easily pleased. I think there's more to come. Anderson drives it forward again to the halfway line. That's Louis Anderson. Will play the ball to Monaghan. Here's Solomona. Solomona will drive up the middle. Great offload to Grix. He's spun to the ground by Ben Gallier. Monaghan's left 3 in his wake. Pass out wide, surely. No, it comes back to Atkins, still on the last. Atkins gives it to Grix. Grix returns the favour to Breers. Breers stabs the ball forward, and that is not the best.
Well, he applied the pressure, but full credit to Warrington for keeping that ball alive. Shows you the confidence, but what about the inside pass from David Solomona, one of the best baller handlers in Super League? That was out of the top draw.
Ben Cockayne now, run from dummy half for the Rovers team.
Look at this, back on the inside. Simon Grix knew exactly what was coming.
Tremendous approach play, just ended with a little bit of an anticlimax. Here's the first penalty for Rovers. Marcus not standing square, says Ian Smith.
Relief for the visitors. Justin Morgan, the coach, will be very, very happy the way that they've handled it. They really were put under the caution. Let's face it, Warrington were keeping this ball alive. I thought before the game, Eddie, that that's what they would do. They would do not want a forward battle. Keep it out wide. They know they've got the likes of Atkins and King in the centres.
Gallier will drive it forward now for Hull Kingston Rovers. Try last week against the Catalan Dragons in the home win. Here's Ben Fisher. He gets it away to Michael Vella. Vella is dumped to the ground. Solid tackling in defence from David Solomona. Fisher again. Now it's with Dobson. Dobson looks for the runner. It's Briscoe. And Briscoe almost went round Mathers. Good tackle by the Warrington fullback. Liam Watts, the dummy half. Liam Watts using his strength, and Liam Watts is pushed back by solid Warrington defence again.
Good work by Paul Wood. He went low on the big fella.
It's Dobson. Dobson then finds Morrell. Good work by Vinnie Anderson. Just stood his ground then. Last tackle here for Hull Kingston Rovers.
Dobson with a kick, surely.
There it is. A little grubber quick to knock on.
Knock on there.
Oh, the referee said it went back. backwards.
I cannot believe that decision.
If you're looking back play, Eddie, I think Jason Netherton's in some trouble there. It just went down when there was nobody around him and immediately signalled to the sideline. So a concern or two there for the Rovers, but it's still hanging in there.
Well spotted by Ian Smith. You could see the hands in. Well, it's all action, it's all go.
Straight down to Bill.
Yeah, Jason Netherton immediately off, and Rhys Lovegrove on there to replace him. So that is a setback for Justin Morgan's team, and Netherton, who was they decided to go with Netherton from the start. He hasn't lasted that long.
No, Netherton is walking away and limping away, and he's on this side of the field. He has to walk all the way round the pitch. This is in no position at all to even jog across the field to get into the dugout. Oh, the space here for King. And King with a dummy, he comes back on the inside.
He was held back, and he's got it as Ian Smith.
Well, there's been a plethora of penalties here going against Rovers. That's the fifth. And we've not been going 8 minutes yet.
Super play, though, wasn't it, by Breers? You can see that Chris Wellham, he'd come right out there. Left Ben Cockayne with the awful task of trying to prevent it. They got there in the end, but the support play.
No, man. Well, I thought they got
There's little doubt.
I'm not so sure about that. Michael Monaghan asking if it's not a sin bin. He said we were going to score. I don't know whether players should be appealing for fellow professionals to be sent to the sin bin, but there we go.
Well, referees should say, listen, I listen to one man only, and that's your captain.
Well, he is the captain tonight, Monaghan.
Okay, let you off. I thought you said it was Matt King.
No, it was Monaghan. You know, I was questioning the fact that he was saying, and I'm asking from the referee whether it was a sin bin or not. That's Ian Smith's decision alone and his touch judges. This is Breers. Back it comes to Grix. That's good play, and that will be. Oh, he's given it a knock on. I thought that was a tackle that was made on the man, and it just happened to hit the hand.
Well, what's happened to that rule? He's gone into the tackle, and that should be play on.
The referee says as soon as the ball leaves the hand, it's a knock on. Is that the way you read it, John?
Well, that's the interpretation that we're currently using. But I'm more impressed with both centres, both Wellham and Ratu. They're working really hard, coming up and in and pressurising this Warrington attack when they're spreading the ball.
You have to wonder just how much longer Rovers can hang on. Solomona's on the ball. He's halted. It takes something, though, to put him to ground just the same. There's Monaghan, 3 metres away. Here's Grix. Now it's with Breers. Breers helps it wide to Mathers. Cut-out pass. Picked up brilliantly by Hicks on the far side.
Did well to take that on the half volley.
Good defence, though. Very good defence from Scott Morrell. This is Paul Ward. Back in the side after injury. Timely return with Morley away on international duty.
Will they go early with the kick?
Here's Monaghan again. Gives it to Anderson. That's Vinny! And Vinny Anderson is short of the line, screams referee Ian Smith. Last one here. Monaghan. Grix. Louis Anderson. Atkins. Riley. Fantastic Hull KR defence.
Unbelievable. Justin Morgan, the Rovers coach, will be very, very happy with that. That was really good, neat work by Warrington, keeping it alive. Oh, that's good stuff as well. Oh, this is the belter of the game.
Well, they couldn't hear the referee screaming, and Ian Smith's got one of the loudest voices amongst the refereeing brigade. He just couldn't hear them, though, those Warrington defenders.
Pretty difficult with this huge crowd underneath our commentary position, where Dobson is now just about to kick into. But look at this, they lifted him, referee had shouted, can't hear him.
But you could see there that Riley was actually dragging the player, and that's been outlawed this season. So once again, Ian Smith's got it exactly correct.
We've had 7 penalties. King with a fierce challenge.
Do you know, we've had a high degree of aggression from both sides, particularly Hull Kingston Rovers, who knew that they came here as underdogs. The last time we saw them on Sky, they were blown away by St Helens, and they knew that any chance tonight centred on an aggressive, really aggressive, in-your-face approach to this match.
Great work there by the hooker, Ben Fisher, realising that Warrington couldn't get themselves organised. As soon as he contacted Wood, he knew he was going to get the penalty. Smart operator, Ben Fisher. Bang, come and get me. Yep. He never got back in time.
Well, it's been tremendous 10.5 minutes, hasn't it? Fantastic start to the game. Great contest.
And it's tough as well. There's no soft options going on out there.
Lovegrove will play the ball here to Fisher. Disruption to Hull KR. This is Liam Watts with the fact that Netherton's had to leave the field very early in the piece. Here is Dobson. On the charge is Galea. Dealt with by Vinnie Anderson. Matt King. Fisher again. Fisher on his own. Smart work from marker by Vinnie Anderson. They come back this way here now with Dobson. Pops it up to Vella. Last tackle for Rovers. Can they force a repeat set or something better? Dobson kicking it wide. Breers is in the in-goal area. So too is Hicks. It was easy for Hicks.
Well, a nice little move, wasn't it, by the visitors? Came on that open side, then switched it back to Dobson to get the kick. But it was great positioning by the Warrington centre and winger. They knew what was coming. Oh, great stuff.
Yeah, that was a really interesting set, Steve-O, because all of the attack was down Hull Kingston Rovers' left-hand side, obviously really testing the Warrington right-side defence, in which obviously Lee Breers is prominent in there.
Solomona brilliantly offloads to Monaghan. He finds Breers. Breers bullets it wide to the winger, Chris Hicks. Good covering back by Cockayne. He got a boot in the mouth for his pains then, Ben Cockayne. Michael Monaghan, I think, was expecting a penalty, but
he should have got it. He should have got it. It turned that way when Ben Fisher went.
Solomona finds Griggs in centre field. He's got Newton after him. Griggs hangs on as he takes the fifth and final tackle this set of 6.
Will they go for the power play again, Eddie? No, they're up for the kick out wide.
Looking for King, he puts it out to the air and then drops it in front of Chris Hicks. It was thoughtful though, it was inventive.
They're playing some very, very attractive rugby league football at Warrington this year. This is tremendous, and why not would you kick to a man so tall? He's in magnificent form, is Matt King.
Well, they're playing some inventive, attractive rugby league, Steve-O, but what about this online defence of Hull Kingston Rovers? It's been absolutely first class. It's been as good as 13 minutes they've had in Super League, and we haven't seen a try registered.
Rovers in possession here with Cockayne. It's Warrington's turn to defend now. Hunting the mistake. Fisher goes for the 40-20, but that's not the best. It's straight into the arms of Richie Mathers.
Good position as well by Mathers.
And Fisher made the tackle. He atoned for the error. Now it's Riley. Riley grounded on halfway. Monaghan the dummy half. Ben Harrison will take it forward. Is Ben Harrison a bit unfortunate to be left out of Steve McNamara's first England squad as well? Isn't it good that we can actually talk about so many candidates for the international scene?
Well, he's certainly been up there, hasn't he, the young prop? And as I said, he's just offloaded now. It's a big opportunity tonight. One of the television cameras.
There they are, the England contingent from Warrington. You saw them there. Breer stabs the ball through, and he gets the possession back, does he? No, it's the turnover. Wasn't touched by the Hull Kingston Rovers players.
Well, that's the respect that Warrington have offered now, because they realise that the Rovers' defence has been so tight that you've got to revert so early into the game. We haven't had 15 minutes yet, and that you get the likes of Lee Breers having to put the little dribble through to try to break down this defence.
I think it's also because they do vary what they do on the last play. They're not a predictable team that'll have running at times, kicking at others, short kick, long kick, and it's that variety which makes them difficult to defend when the referee holds his hand in the air and says it's the last tackle.
Joel Clinton's on, that was his run. It left a Warrington man, Michael Monaghan, on his backside. Here is Rhys Lovegrove.
Quick play the ball as well. It was good that Lovegrove realised, oh, it looks like there's a problem for Wood.
High kick. Swirling around in the breeze. That's very well taken and very well offloaded by Mathers to Riley. And Riley has seen the little gap.
Great positioning by Riley. As soon as he saw that high bomb go up, he went back to support his full-back, and that's the most important thing. It looks like Wood's going to have to leave the field of play. They'll try to run it out, though.
Griggs has lost the ball. Ratu picks it up. It's a gift for Hull Kingston Rovers. Mike Ratu now down this right-hand channel for them. Fox on halfway. Finds Clint Newton. The Getting stuck into Clint Newton after that early bout of pushing and shoving.
I'm not so sure that he's 100%, you know, Clint Newton. He's been out on this right-hand centre position for quite some time, and to utilise him just as a barging forward, just like a prop, it's not the option that they need. He's more of a runner.
That's Fisher. He's grounded on the fourth tackle by Ben Harrison. Here's Joel Clinton again.
I think this should get some height as well.
Fisher finds Dobson, grubs it through the back of them, looking for the try. It's there, and it's there for Chris Wellham. Tremendous try from Hull Kingston Rovers. Chris Wellham has got a try in each of his last 3 games. Look what it means to the Hull KR supporters. Great kick through, and Wellham first to react. It looked as though it was going to skip its way dead in goal, but Wellham didn't give up the chase for a moment. That's his 11th try of the season, 11 tries in his last 11 matches now.
But you could see that Michael Dobson, I thought perhaps he'd stand back and get some height on it, but he took it at pace. He took it on the run and then put the dribble through, and the centre, Chris Wellham, knew exactly what was happening. No chance for Richie Mathers. Boy, that was excellent football. Michael Dobson, what a key factor he is to this Hull Kingston Rovers outfit.
Well, Chris Wellham picking up the baton where Liam Wellham left it down on the floor last night. If you were with us for our championship match, Liam Wellham got 2 tries for Featherstone, and Chris Wellham has made it a pretty good Thursday and Friday night for the Wellham family. Dobson to try and add the extras, and he's slid the kick the wrong side of the post. But 4-0 to Hull KR. They've soaked up the pressure and they've hit first.
And it just shows you the advantage of when you run onto the ball at pace. What it does, it makes the defence come towards you. As soon as Dobson was running, the defence says, oh, he's going to have a go on his own for the line. As soon as they came up to him, he put the kick in for this fella to score.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, a front foot kick's a marvellous kick, but what skill it was, because he didn't kick it across the field, it was a straight kick, and to weight it so perfectly, that's an immense amount of skill demonstrated there from the scrum half Dobson.
Well, what a tremendous 18 minutes it's been for Hull Kingston Rovers, because they've soaked the pressure up like a sponge, haven't they? And they've hit first. Terrific.
I think that try will be a reminder to Warrington that Hull KR's best chance of scoring are probably the last tackle plays with Michael Dobson. They scored 3 in that method when they played at home in round 11. And again, with Michael Dobson, that is probably where Hull Kingston Rovers are strongest. The backfield players will be on red alert when they get close to that line again.
Yeah, Dobson's the man, isn't he? He pulls the strings for them. They're a bit far away from the Warrington line here. They're still inside their own half, but it again is the kick from Dobson. This time into the arms of Riley. Let's get an update on Jason Netherton. Bill.
Eddie, it looks like a calf problem for Jason Netherton, and he did improve actually. By the time he'd walked his way back round to the dugout from the other side of the field, he was moving it a little bit more easily. They've iced the injury up. They're not ruling out the possibility that he'll get back out there on the pitch. They've got another worry now because Ben Fisher's got a nasty smack in the nose a couple of tackles ago. I think there's blood on his face. He's probably going to have a visit from the physio very shortly.
Thanks, Bill. You probably noticed going through the bottom of the screen that Hull are leading Salford 6-0 and St Helens are leading Huddersfield 10-0 at this particular moment in time. This is Richie Mathers trying to step through. Oh! He got the ball away. Lovegrove snaked out the hand to it and just knocked the ball forward. Warrington will get the possession.
And again, it just shows you how eager this Warrington outfit are to keep this ball alive. The opportunity was there, wasn't it? He's in fine form, you know, as a fullback, Richie Mathers.
No.
Reece Lovegrove, his hand was dragged to the ball like a magnet to a nail, wasn't it? There's nothing he could do about it at all.
And there's
still players down all over the shop here.
Yeah, Clint Newton, as I say, he's been struggling.
Mick Vella's struggling as well.
Yeah.
This is about the range where Warrington will very often kick from the scrum, maybe a little bit closer towards the halfway line. And I see Sean Briscoe, if you look at the top of the screen, just hanging back slightly there, should be his kick it for Chris Hicks on that far touchline.
And Hicks is standing back very, very deep as well.
Well, that ball nearly ricocheted back out through Hull Kingston Rovers' second row then. Not happy with it, Ian Smith. That's better.
Here is Breers. Gives it to Atkins. Atkins bounces off Wellham. The ball went backwards. They got away with that, Warrington.
Did well there. Breers did ever so well. Made sure to put his body between the player coming towards him and the football. Any chance of losing possession, it would have gone backwards.
Midway through this first half. Here is Mike Cooper for Warrington. 4-0 Hull Kingston Rovers lead. Monaghan to Griggs. And, well, number 19, Lee Mitchell, went without the ball.
And it's simple errors like that that'll just start to erode, perhaps, the confidence. The opening 15 minutes, Warrington looked as though they were going to get a bucketful.
Vella will drive it in again. He's met by the solid challenge from Harrison.
And the Rovers, they'll just trail it up down the middle all night. They'll be quite happy with that.
Well, all the talk in this town is whether Warrington can complete a League and Cup double this year. Last time they did that, 1953-54. That ball is still in the possession of Hull KR. It came in the days of Brian Bevan, Harry Batten, Jerry Helm, the great Warrington days.
Boy, you're talking about quality players there, Eddie, that's for sure. Warrington fans didn't like the fact, they thought it was a knock-on, but it did come off the knees.
High kick from Morel. And the bounce just takes it over the dead ball line.
You see it. Fisher didn't touch it.
It's a great decision by the referee, isn't it? That it came off his thigh. Good eyes.
Yes, he's on song tonight, is Ian Smith. He blew the pig out the whistle early. It's 8 penalties so far, but the game has settled down discipline-wise now.
But it allowed Hull Kingston Rovers to make the point, didn't it? That this is going to be a tough one.
Well, they came obviously, and the battle plan, John, from Justin Morgan was, let's give it to them physically.
Well, they've certainly pressured them in defence. They're giving them no room whatsoever, but it's a matter of not just doing it for the first 20 minutes, the first quarter of the game. It's got to be maintained for the full 80.
Lee Mitchell's cut down on the last tackle for Warrington. That's Monaghan. The pass finds Breers. He looks for the kick. There it is out wide, looking for Hicks. They do this a lot. Well claimed, though, by Cockayne. Great chase from King. Oh, risky business. It's come off, though, for Briscoe.
And that's what you get with Ben Cockayne, isn't it? You just never know what that character is going to pull out.
That's a great indication of a team playing with some confidence, even though they're not winning week after week. Look, to keep the ball alive, know that the man's in space and they can get out of trouble. Good play by the Rovers.
And now they get a relieving penalty because the Warrington markers are not standing square.
Exactly right. The soft option there for Cockayne was just to pouch the ball, accept the tackle, and it was a repeat set for Warrington. He didn't want that. He wanted to bring the ball back into the field of play. And what have they done? 3 tackles down the road. They've got a kick to touch, and they're going to start this set of 6 40 metres away from the Warrington line, all because of Ben Cockayne's smart play.
Yeah, he can be hero, and then a few minutes he can turn to 0. That's the type of player he is. I certainly love watching him play. You just do not know what to expect.
Here's Fisher.
I get the impression as well, Eddie, that Justin Morgan, his coach, feels that way at times.
Dobson and Lovegrove will drive it in once again. Fisher in at dummy half. Galea, good move. Oh, Breers! Interception, King! And Breers, can he make it all the way?
He's got support!
I think he can. Breers will take it over for Warrington to reply in the corner. How many times during his career has he done this, Lee Breers? Sniffs out the opportunity. Some people accuse him of standing permanently offside, but he's out there waiting for the ball to come wide, and he just picked that out like cherry dropping off the tree. And when you consider the age of him, he's 31, he had the legs to go the full length.
Wonderful anticipation. Look how he just puts himself into that position. This is no fluke. This guy's been doing this for over 10 years. He reads it ever so well. He may not have the speed that he had 10 years ago, but the anticipation, he knew he had the legs to go through for it.
32 years of age on Monday is Lee Breers. That was an early gift. And I'll tell you what, he's going to take all the time in the world he's allowed here, because he's blowing for tugs right now.
Well, I'd hardly call that a gift, Eddie. I mean, sometimes you deserve gifts, I know, but he certainly deserved that one.
I'm with you, Steve. That wasn't a gift. That was a great defensive read. He saw that little turn-up play from Rovers, and he just went forward and sniffed out that chance. A typical poacher's try, and as you rightly say, he's been doing that season upon season. And if you keep doing it, you must be reading the game very well.
Briers to try and add the extras. Oh, how about that? 32 on Monday, 6 points on Friday. And the Matt Kingwicks, well, they'll be doing roaring trade tonight.
Do you think, John, when a side are prepared to put this play on, they feel almost compelled to throw the pass?
Yeah, I do, because Lee Briers had obviously read that. He was just edging forward, and I think Gilley felt he'd got to pass that ball. Perhaps it wasn't the play to do, but what a great finish from Briers. I'll tell you, he was glad that white line was there at that point.
And not only that, it was a planned move, and he realised, going through his mind, that if it had missed that, it was curtains. It would have been a try for the Rovers, dead set. Nothing could have stopped him.
It was the best pass he'd received all night, and it was from the opposition. So Warrington inch ahead in the 26th minute.
You know, it'd be interesting to find out sometime, Eddie, how many intercepts has Lee Briers scored tries like that?
We're all looking left at Ian Proctor. And we'll, I'm sure that in the weeks ahead we'll find out.
Oh, it'll take months to find that out. Come
16 for St Helens. 6-4 here, Warrington. Atkins. That's Griggs with the kick.
A good kick too.
That is, it's back to basics, is that?
Yep. And they're confident as well of the Wolves outfit. And I do hope that they stick to this game plan that man obviously has offered them before the kickoff, and that is keep this ball alive. They're playing some attractive stuff. Okay, they've got their first points by the intercept from Briers, but it's been classic stuff, and it has to have been wonderful defence by the Rovers to prevent it.
Salford battling back into that match at the KC Stadium, 12-10 Hull. Rovers from the base of the scrum. Gallier halted dead in his tracks by Mickey Hyam, just on the field. Lovegrove now. Since winning at Harlequins on Easter Monday, Hull KR have lost 4 in a row away from home. They've conceded 202 points in the process as well. They get a little bit travel sick, don't they, at times, but well, they're giving as good as they're getting here tonight. Here's Clinton again.
And again, it's no frills rugby league football. Just basics down to the kick and chase. Ooh, that looks slightly forward.
You and about 10,000 Warrington fans agree. Mathers.
Neat step, but it took a huge gamble, didn't he, trying to put it through. All square there.
Indeed, all square at Hull. Hull and Salford, 12 all. 6-4 here, 28 minutes on the watch. Warrington in possession with Vinnie Anderson.
Yeah, it was a lazy one. Scott Wheeldon didn't miss him either. Over the shoulder.
Right in the chin, this.
Not much impact, you'd say. More of a flat hand, but still hurts. Still gives a top set a bit of a clatter.
Scott Wheeldon, substitute in the last 4 matches also. Now this is Lee Mitchell.
I think Tony Smith has to get the message out to the man that's just passed it there. Michael Monaghan, early in the piece, he was running a little bit more aggressively from dummy half. He needs to do more of that.
Briers. Vinnie Anderson. Vinnie Anderson, a show and go, and then gets it away to Mike Cooper. Terrific play. Could have been a penalty that. Oh, they went without it. Knock on by Hyam.
He just tried to rush it a little bit too much. There was a bit of heavy traffic around as well, and just couldn't get to it. And I'm with you, Eddie, that could have been penalised by Ian Smith. The build up to that, there was a right schmozzle around the area. Well, a real let off there by Warrington.
Warrington 7 home wins in a row since losing to Wigan here in February. Fox feels the full weight of King, Vinnie Anderson, and Hyam was hunting him as well. Offside against Warrington. Manna from heaven, these penalties from OKR now.
They certainly are. They were conceding them early in the piece. I think that Warrington realised that the Rovers do not possess the quality and the speed, perhaps, to make a break from really deep down in their own half. So if they can keep them back down there, they think they'll be pretty all right throughout for the full 80 minutes. But it's only when they get close to the line that you get the feeling that the Rovers have got the power to get over and score another try.
Clinton drives it in again. That was Hodgson. This is Morrell. Josh Hodgson. Formerly with Hull, of course. An ex-Hull prodigy. Passes that ball there to Wheeldon. Good solid defence on show from Warrington again. Monaghan and Hyam. Dobson. Here is Clint Newton. Oh. Cooper came in then and also took Ryan Atkins out as he put Newton to the ground. Good play by Wheeldon there to hang on, but they lost the impact a bit, they lost the impetus.
Kick again, it's got to be on.
Morrell, there's the kick, it's from Clinton, and too deep. Well, it should have been Dobson, shouldn't it?
Well, you think that way, but that's the second occasion that the Rovers have utilised that. Let's go one way and then spin it back with a kick going the other. But I must say, this Warrington defence, they are so well drilled. They're fully aware of what Rovers are throwing at them.
Monaghan again. Mitchell. Monaghan. Ben Harrison. Bone-shuddering collision, that. Monaghan again, finds Hyam. Come back this way, Mickey Hyam. Can't get through the tackle, though, of Clint Newton. Last one for Warrington. Monaghan. That was Griggs. Here is Breers looking for the kick. There it is, behind the defender. He's picked up by Sean Briscoe. Good return by Briscoe.
You'll be disappointed with that, Lee Breers. Wasn't the best kick. You could see that Briscoe was in a pretty good position. Perhaps they may have had a better option getting it a little bit high. They've got big Matt King out there on that right centre position.
40-20 territory here, almost. They want to roll forward with it. They're over it now.
That was forward. And the referee in touch judge agrees it was a forward pass for all money.
Yeah, it was delayed far too long. Yeah. And that is a huge sin. It was a quick play of the ball. You could see that Warrington were pretty slow to get their markers set. Not happy. Mr. Dobson.
64th consecutive appearance for Dobson, and Clint Newton with still more trouble as he receives treatment. Michael Dobson there. He hasn't missed a game since joining Hull Kingston Rovers in May 2 years ago.
They have a problem with Newton, Eddie, but I've got to say, that's good work by Ian Smith. Is that even a more problem? Every time Warrington have a scrum and it's their head and feed, you'll find that Newton limps or goes to the ground. That's the third time he's done that. And well spotted by the official. He said, listen, get up and get your head in that scrum.
Hyam with a looping pass to Breers. Tries to go round at Morrell. Morrell did enough just to force him wide, and Wellham came in with the tackle. Matt King now. Monaghan down the short side. Hyam.
Oh, that was forward as well. Yeah, he's picked it out as Ian Smith. And
well, he's given the first knock on against Warrington, is what he said.
No, it was a forward pass from Warrington. He was going forward, but straight away from Mickey Hyam. Watch it. Yep. See? Easy.
Joe, back 2 meters, please, mate.
He's got great eyes tonight, hasn't he, Ian Smith?
Pretty interesting, though, isn't it, Steve, how they're using Mickey Hyam, because they've still got Michael Monaghan out there, and he's predominantly at the dummy half position, and Hyam's having to take the unaccustomed role of a runner and distributor, and obviously he didn't look quite comfortable with that role in that instance.
Here's Newton, the injured man.
Seems to have recovered well.
Clinton drives it forward to the halfway line again. Joel Clinton, formerly with Brisbane. He arrived in February, he hasn't missed a game since.
And again, it's just hard, solid work in the forwards. This Rovers outfit, can they get good field position?
Dobson pops the ball up to that man Clinton again. Last tackle, good defence from Warrington on show there.
Richard Mathers is deep. Will it be a chip over the top? That was forward a mile. Well, Dobson is screaming, yelling. And I know one thing, Justin Morgan will also be screaming and yelling, saying, why on earth did you not go for the kick? They've had very, very limited field position way down in this Warrington danger zone.
Well, I believe he didn't go for the kick simply because of the pressure exerted by Mickey Hyam. Hyam forced him into that pass, and rightly Ian Smith saw that it was a forward pass.
Hyam's the dummy half for Warrington. Here is Cooper again, stuttering little run. Breers pointing and shouting at his charges, either side of him. This is Mitchell again.
And again, we're seeing no running from Monaghan. Oh, he's off this time. That's better.
Well, he pointed to where he should have been running, and he's pointed to where he is running. Well done, Wellham. Well done, Chris Wellham. Saved a certain try then.
Certainly did, but just so effective how it is. If Monaghan takes him on, King put him under pressure. Wellham got it the second time around. It's all action.
It was like a traffic policeman then. Michael Monaghan pointed twice. No one went into the gap, so he went through the hole himself. Well played, though, Chris Wellham.
Gee, that looked forward as well. They've got to get themselves sorted out here. Remember, when you play here, there's about another 6,000.
That was forward.
Yeah, there's 6,000 touch judges on this side. That was forward. The one after it was forward.
Hodgson. Good play from Hodgson. Down he goes, though, on the last tackle. He just lost the plot for a moment then, Josh Hodgson.
He'd be furious, Justin Morgan. They went for the power play last time. Forward pass, gave Warrington the possession. They've done it again.
I think they're doing quite well, the Hull KR, considering that they've not done well in the last tackle plays, because they're frustrating the fans and they're frustrating their opposition here. And that, as you get to half-time, is a pretty decent result, as long as they can continue here now, without the next 3.5 minutes standing behind the post looking at a goal kick.
Well, you pointed it out, Phil, in the pre-match build-up. Warrington are the best in the business at scoring at this stage of each half. See if they can do it tonight. Atkins. Downed on the last. Here's Monaghan. It's with Breers. Stabs the kick through and chases himself, Lee Breers. The ball comes backwards and then attacks forwards. It's a goal line dropout.
Good work as well by Chris Wellham. He came across and neat little grubber kick through from Lee Breers. Look at this, and he gets back. Watch this. It's under pressure. You don't take any chance. That is good, quick thinking by Chris Wellham. Never mind trying to bat it out, dead in goal. Make sure it's just as effective. Okay, they've got a kick off, drop kick underneath the sticks, but he has come to the rescue yet again.
It's one of these players, Steve, he always seems to be there, doesn't he, to tidy up the scruffy bits and just put it, you know, make it safe. He's a real quality player, is the centre, Chris Wellham.
Yes, he is, and he's got the try that Rovers have scored in this first half. 64 appearances, this is his 65th, 34 tries now. Tremendous record for Chris Wellham. Monaghan, Breers. Breers to Harrison. King went without it.
No advantage. Well, you've got to admire Warrington's play. Instead of going back into their shell, they're keeping it alive. They wanted to be very adventurous.
I don't think he'd be too happy about that, Tony Smith.
The 2 points in front.
They're under pressure, though, Steve. Oh, they're really putting them under pressure, the Hull Kingston Rovers, simply with the speed of the line. They're not standing back and letting them execute the skill. They're saying, well, if you are skillful, we're going to get up there, we're going to get in your face and see if you can execute that skill then.
Now they will receive from Rovers that they won't give away a forward pass.
Vella now for Hull KR. Turned and dumped on his back. Vigorous challenge that by Mickey Hyam. Well, I mean, the crowd's been a bit soft now because every pass they're shouting for forward.
Yeah, but I tell you what, it's 50-50, Eddie. I mean, it could go either way. Taking a huge gamble.
That's another one, you see.
Well, that wasn't 50-50, that was 60-40. Shut up down there.
You're a brave man.
They can't see me.
Oh, Dobson's kick is easy for Breers. Breers again, reading the script perfectly. Right, 1 minute to go. Warrington with 5 tackles remaining. Can they get over the line, increase the lead at half-time? Hyam, back he comes to Mathers.
Yeah, there's one guy out there in the Warrington jersey. You'd have to say the fullback, Richie Mathers, probably the one reason that they can get through this pretty strong defence.
Keeping it alive, Warrington. This is Hyam. 2 tackles left, 20 seconds. Grix. Mathers hoists it high. And too high and too wide. Out on the fall.
Will they bother forming quickly?
Well, Clinton is on his knees again.
Yeah, he's got that injury back.
And the referee's picked it out as you have. He's picked it out exactly the same that you have, Steve-O. He's just said to Mick Mellor, the Hull Kingston Rovers skipper tonight, look, every time there's a scrum, Clint Newton's down on his knees and then he runs to the scrum and he carries on running thereafter. So maybe he believes, as Steve-O does, there's a bit of conning going on out there.